What's up, traders? Welcome to another weekly review. I'm going to go through my whole week, what I did well, where I can improve, and just my thoughts on the week as a whole. But before we get into that, this review is sponsored by Hydro Funding. The link is in my bio. Go check them out, and let's get right into it. So if we pull up my week, you can see I was up over $6,000 across all my accounts, right? So we're getting some progress along quite nicely. I thought this week was a much better week, bouncing back from the poor previous week, the end of the previous week. We had green days every single day this week. And we're going to go through every single day, every single trade, see where my thoughts are, and get right into it. I also do want to speak about something about knowing which days I need to bet big on. I think this is one of my very, very crucial, important work-ons at the moment. I am limiting my downside, but I need to know which days to bet bigger on, so I can make more money. Jared Tenner speaks about it in The Mental Game of Trading, bringing back the C game, right? So losing less on your poorer days and then getting better, extending that front end game, that inchworm concept. If you haven't read that book, I definitely recommend you go do it. So let's get into it. Monday, we ended the day up. I had some NASDAQ longs, right? Over here, some NASDAQ longs to start off the week. This was definitely a C-type day, maybe even sitting on my hands. We'll get into what I classify an A-type day, a B-type day, and a C-type day as well, right? So over here, as you can see, I lost my first trade. Stop was at the lows, and I got back in, and we ended up taking it back to previous day's VWAP, right? So a nice little scalp there, smaller because it was not my A setups, and we'll get into that in a moment. So that was my Monday, starting off the week with a nice little winning day. Let's get up to my Tuesday. Tuesday, as you can see, betted a little bit bigger, right? So pushing my limits with my position sizing, I need to be better on those days. We had a massive sell-off on the Tuesday, right? Coming out with the Strike news. So knowing that I do want to, catch that momentum, I was trading the Dow and the DAX in the morning, obviously before the massive sell-off. But DAX in the morning, I do have a look at the DAX, so the German index in the mornings. And then the Dow caught a little bit of the momentum after the pullback. If you do notice something about all of my trades at the moment, they're all taken on the 5-minute chart. I did have that weekly, my previous weekly review, which you can go watch in the link on my Twitter or my YouTube, right? You can go check that out there. But much better, just momentum plays on the 5-minute chart. I'm seeing it better. So that was my Tuesday, right? A little bit better taking care of that momentum. Wednesdays, again, up quite nicely on the Dow longs. I thought I could have played a little bit bigger on this, but nice. I added into it. Nice Dow winning trades. We're trading we obviously had that sell-off on the Tuesday, but then the Dow was actually holding up quite nicely. I have actually seen this in the last couple, and this is why I think trading the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the DAX, you can actually see which index is actually holding up better. And then I prefer to trade the one that's showing relative strength, right? Crudeli also was speaking about this, if you're an index trader, trading multiple, because you want to be buying the one that's showing better strength. The Dow was showing better strength on this day, whereas the NASDAQ was not, right? So really, really nice. We failed to take out previous day's lows. This would be a nice, I'd say a B grade setup on this, right? So that was that on the Wednesday. And then we forget into the Thursday. Thursday was a little bit of a grind day. I took the early loss and then came back again and had a nice secondary winner. But I think maybe just trying to get in a little bit too early. So just a little bit of my patience can be better at times. But that was my my Thursday. I thought it was a little bit of a better play there, right? I should have maybe waited back until we come back into these VWAPs. I tried to bet big over here, and then I averaged in. So that was my Thursday. And then Friday, I felt I definitely should have taken care better of this Friday. Ended up, but I could have ended up much better and bigger, right? You guys saw me taking these trades live on ASFX TV. For those that are watching this far, go check the links out in my bio as well. I day trade live every single week on ASFX TV. So please make sure to go give that a watch. Okay, so the NASDAQ was trading at, this was my my second position. I traded the DAX to the high side. We obviously had NFP on Friday, taking out previous day's highs. I waited for pullback and got a nice position on the DAX, the German index. Again, in the New York session, yes. So it can move a little bit slower here. But I did like the fact that we were trading at a nice level. I'd say this is my A-grade days. Trading above VWAPs, making higher highs, higher lows, right? taking out previous day's highs, opening candle bullish. I should have been maybe bigger in these days. And then the NASDAQ, actually, I should have been getting some more moves over here. But again, you're not going to be on the desk 5 hours a day. I simply can't. I've got a family. So yeah, maybe betting big on these setups on these days was definitely my work on for the week. So that was my week, finishing up quite nicely on the week over $6,000. And if you come to my setup grading, as you can see, I did speak about this, my day grading. So knowing which trades I need to bet big on, that was one of my work ons as well, right? Knowing when to bet big. So for my A setups, and I'm going to continue gathering some more markups of these, but if previous day's high or previous day's lows taken out, we have a gap up or down holding one side of VWAP, and then the opening candle is in the direction of trend. I do use Edgefill, so we can actually bring that up. I do use Edgefill's opening candle continuation report to help me in terms of this. So we'll just pull this up here a bit. Let's go like this. Let's go futures. Let's go last year. And this is Edgefill, right? If you haven't checked Edgefill out, link is in my bio too. But if we use the opening candle continuation, right, like that, and we go to the NQ, NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ, in the last year, if we have the opening hour being bullish, there's a 78% chance of us actually closing as a bullish day. So I really do like that as my A grade setups. My B grade setups, we have the opening candle, but haven't taken our previous day's highs or lows. And then C setups, this is opposite to VWAPs, trading in the direction of the opening candle, but just opposite to VWAPs, right? I think knowing on these days, I can be more aggressive on my A setups. I should be risking 1 to 2%. It depends on my risk profile. For now, between 1 and 2%, B days underneath 0.75%, and C days, maybe not at all, even like small, right? 0.25, so, or not at all. But I think this was a good week in terms of knowing when I need to bet big and when I need to bet smaller. Also speaking to a couple of traders as well, they know that their edges, they know when to bet big. That is a big edge. I think speaking to a couple of guys in person, but also Lance Breitstein, SMB also speaks about knowing when to bet big as well. So that is my week. And then I'll have some updates with some Hydra challenges as well, which I want to get into the funded stage and make some coin from too. But I hope you enjoyed it. Hope this helps. And we'll see you for my next weekly review.